FM. News FM.
Eto, Kong Lucy, former city mayor Edward Codilla, yung makakalaban niyo po. Anong klaseng sayaw kaya ang nababagay sa kanya?
Budot siguro.
Mga programang mapapanood ngayong Miyerkules ng gabi sa 1PH. Hatid sa inyo ng PLDT Home.
Partner, paminsan-minsan, dito sa All Politics is Local, nagkakaroon naman tayo ng mga bisita na medyo makinang na between at alam mo, pag sinabi ko makinang, talagang maputi talaga ito. Pag nakita ko in person, ano? But she has been a three-termer na kongresista at ngayon nagbabalak na maging mayor ng Ormoc.
Na ang itakala natin nung una ay tatakbo for a national post. Dalawang beses siyang inimbitahan na tumakbo bilang senador. Pero ang puso niya ay sa pagtakbo bilang mayor ng Ormoc. Nakatatlong term na siya bilang kongresista at ngayon ay mayor naman ng Ormoc City.
Mayor naman ang gusto niyang pasukan, ano? And yung kanyang pagtakbo, hindi naman daw planado, di ba? Hindi nila pinagpaplanuhan nito at syempre depende yun sa pangangailangan, di ba? Nung bayan o nung syudad, no? So, interesting na makakwentuhan siya ngayong araw na ito.
In the run-up to the 2022 elections, we go local.
We look into the politics in your province, city, and barangay and talk to the leaders who have a direct hand in shaping your lives. I'm Taruc.
And I'm Cheryl Cosim. As they say, all politics is local.
After almost 2 decades in Philippine showbiz, Lucy Torres-Gomez suddenly was introduced to the world of politics when she was asked to substitute for her husband Richard Gomez after he was disqualified from running as representative of Ormoc, Leyte in 2010 because he didn't fill the residency requirement. Just months before her first term ended in 2013, Congresswoman Lucy hit another roadblock when opposition members ousted her from office, citing her ineligibility as a substitute for her husband. But in the elections that followed, she reigned supreme over members of the powerful Codilla clan, not just once, but twice. And now, in the run-up to the 2022 elections, another opportunity has presented itself, this time to run for Senate. But Kong Lucy is going local and will instead switch posts with her husband, the incumbent mayor of Ormoc. Does Congresswoman Lucy Torres-Gomez have what it takes to fill the new role?
Tonight, we welcome Leyte 4th District Representative and Ormoc City mayoral aspirant, Miss Lucy Torres-Gomez. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Hi, Jay. Hi, Yang. And for all the viewers.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Medyo
Partner.
nakangiti
Sige.
kami lahat eh. Kanina, nakita ko rin si Direk, biglang nag-on cam, talagang na-excite sa ating guest.
Iba
Pero-
talaga pag medyo beauty ang ating bisita,
Oo.
partner, nag-iiba ang
Oo.
aura di ba?
Pero iba na
unahin
rin,
ko.
partner, di ba, yung kanyang experience pagdating sa politika.
Exactly, matagal-tagal na rin naman. But unahin na natin yung napabalita nung una, no? Na chismis, natatakbo raw na senador. Itong si Lucy. Saan ho ba nagsimula itong balitang ito, ma'am? At baka may alam kayo dyan. At paano nagsimula?
Yes. And did you really consider also running for Senate?
O may mga offers pa?
Every election naman may ano eh. Even on my second term pa lang, there were already offers, but they were never acted on. And then siguro mas naging matunog lang this term because this is my last term. And then people will always ask, are you going to go national or or local, and this also being the presidential elections, no? So maraming mga bali-balitang ganun. But from the very start, the vision has always been to really make Ormoc grow. And if it was a choice between Ormoc and a national position, the interest of Ormoc will always come first.
Kong, you're on your third term in Congress and have become a seasoned politician. How has politics changed Lucy Torres, the actress?
Well, if you really think about it, lahat nga naman na nangyayari sa buhay ko, puro surprise, hindi plinano. The fact that when I got married, I did not know that I would eventually end up with a man who has led a very public life. Kasi kung ako lang, my dreams for myself have always been very simple naman. I've always just wanted to be a wife and a mother and contribute in my own little way to a community, no? But sabi nga nila, life daw is what happens when you're busy making other plans. So as human beings, I think we all have our different stories, no? So we try to, we just bloom where we are planted. So parang ito yung dinatnan ko, ito yung buhay na nalatag for me, and I just try to make the most or the best out of it and to give it my best shot. Like palagi ko nga sinasabi na kung alam ko lang pala na I'd end up having a life in politics, then I should have had prepared for that in college by taking up a course. Kasi business management yung course ko, ang interest ko, arts and crafts, yung mga ganun, di ba? Kung layo-layo. But yun nga, kung ano yung nasa harap mo, you must bloom where you are planted. And when the opportunity to become a public servant was there, I didn't want to take that opportunity for granted. I wanted to honor the chance, because not everybody who wants to serve is actually given a chance to serve, diba? So I wanted to make my time as a public servant count. I want to make it matter.
Ano ang meron dito sa pagiging public servant? Kasi yung first term, siguro dun mo mararamdaman if it's for you or not.
Yes.
No? Kung ito yung buhay. Pero natapos mo, ito hanggang 3 term ka na at hindi ka tumitigil sa pagiging kongresista. After this, ay magpapalit kayo ni Mayor Gomez
Hi, honey.
Na-pepper mo na
Tamang-tama.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, it's good to see you. Next ka naman, ha?
Oo.
When you're free. When you're free.
Solo-solo.
Oo.
Okay.
Solo. Good to see you.
Nice seeing you.
Nice.
Ayun.
Yeah.
Speaking of
So, yun. Ano yung meron sa buhay politika or pagiging public servant that you really embraced at hindi mo na iniwan at pinakawalan?
Yes, palagi nga sinasabi, di ba, na lahat ng mga tumatakbo, sinasabi ng mga critics, sabihin nila, why do you have to have an elected position to be able to help? Kasi at the core naman of every public servant is the desire to help and make a difference, diba? But I think Richard has articulated that very well in the past, na nung tinanong kami, bakit tatakbo? Because as citizens, as ordinary citizens, you can help your community. But when you hold a public position or an elected position, you have access to bigger networks. And if you do your job well, you can impact your community, the city that you serve, the district that you serve in a bigger way also. Kaya nga, it comes with responsibility and accountability and making your time as a public servant, count and matter. Kasi lahat naman ito output nasusukatan ka naman no matter what you say, no matter your platform, your campaign promises. Ang ending nito talaga, ang sukatan is your accomplishment, your output. Yun yung report card mo sa mga tao.
Speaking of Richard Gomez, at biglang sumulpot sa tabi mo, Kong, ano? Pero kayo ay magsa-swap places, ano? And you'll be running for Ormoc City Mayor this time. Ito ba ay matagal ng plano o biglaan ito? Ano bang kwento dito?
Hindi ko masasabing plano, hindi ko rin masasabing biglaan, but it's always been in the radar. Because Ormoc naman is the home base eh. Like if the district, I serve 6 municipalities and a city, half of that is Ormoc in terms of size. Ormoc is really the gateway, and I'm ending my term, and Richard has actually one more term. But even before he became mayor of Ormoc, he was already the planning officer of Congress. He was already helping, and yes, there's just a lot of work that needs to be done, and we're very excited about the prospects and where we can take Ormoc. Kasi naayos na. For me kasi, I would not have considered a local post if this happened 2 elections ago when our drug problem was very bad. Because Ormoc was actually known as the drug capital of Eastern Visayas, of the region. And then, it took a lot of courage, a lot of political will, and it had to be somebody like Richard who really has a non-negotiable stance when it comes to drugs. And from being the drug capital of the region, in less than a year, we were the first to be drug cleared. It became the safest city, the most progressive city also, and until now, we still enjoy that label from the ILG na it's the safest city. And I don't think any development could happen, any nice plan could happen without peace and order as the soil. So I'm thankful that should my turn come as mayor, at least the peace and order part has been taken care of already.
Sabi mo nga, Lucy, Kong ay may isa pa sanang term, si Mayor Gomez na bilang mayor. At ikaw nga, gagraduate na, pero hindi mo ba kinonsidera na, okay, maybe I should go national post, maging senador nga, mas seryosohin yung mas mataas dahil sabi mo nga, ay kailangan ng mas marami kang matutulungan, mas marami kang magagawa, at hindi na lamang ito sa distrito mo, pero sa buong bansa. Why didn't you consider?
It just felt, you know how when you make a decision, you go for the decision that gives you the most peace, whatever that is. And opting to go for a higher office, I always felt a bit torn, because doing that would mean letting go also of Ormoc and the chance to serve my land of birth talaga, my first love, my home base. So lahat naman to yung inano ko, Jay. In my life, I always say, bahala na God. Parang His will be done. Please just, I won't plan anything, nothing concrete and fluid. And whatever pans out, that feels right for the heart and that gives me the most peace, then that is where I go. And that's what I did.
And you received invitations to join PDP Laban and Partido Reforma. Tinurn down mo pareho yan, Kong Lucy. Itong elections na ito, 2022 elections, who are you supporting na president?
I am still with PDP Laban. That is still my party, and I'd like to say, in terms of who I'm supporting, really enjoying all the presidential interviews. I think we've all been tuned into that in the past days, and we're very divided as a nation. We're very divided as a country, and we're probably the only nation na pag hindi kayo pareho ng sinuportahan, nag-aaway-away talaga, or you try to bring each other down and tear each other down. Ako naman, I always say, instead of fighting supporters, kung kunyari magkaiba tayong tatlo ng kandidato, why tear each other down, diba? I'd rather use my energy on promoting whoever I want to support. So I'm really listening to all the interviews. I want to see their platform. I want to listen to their platform, and also the party will come together. The party hasn't called for a meeting yet.
Decided. Oo.
Yes.
Ang meron palang nagklaro ay ang suporta nyo kay Mayor Sara Duterte bilang Vice President. Pero
Party line is yes.
Oo.
Oo.
Pero wala
Pero
pa
kung
sa
magtatanong
pagiging
kayo,
Oo.
pero kung magtatanong kung sino yung malakas on the ground, consistently it's always been BBM.
BBM.
Yes.
Diyan sa Ormoc, sa inyo, sa Ormoc.
Even I can only speak for the district ha, kasi dun ako umiikot eh. So yeah, in my area of responsibility, all the local surveys, even when you do mga barangays, malakas. Yun yung pulso for now. Yeah.
Aha. At bilang kongresista at magiging mayor, ay pag ganoon ba, ay yun ang pakikinggan nyo? Or you can only do so much and just mention it to your party at kung ano man ang dadali ng partido, yun din ang dapat mong dalhin, di ba?
Yes, we will toe party lines, no? And then that's why I always say, and especially when it comes to the presidential elections, it's never just up to one party or one person because it's really different voices, the whole nation coming together, no? And casting their one vote. So, kahit kongresista ka, yes, you have a level of influence, but the presidency is really a matter of destiny. And beyond being pink or yellow or blue or red, we are all Filipinos. And once the vote has been cast and the winner has been clearly set, then it is in everybody's benefit, no, and everybody's advantage for us to all shed our differences and rally behind that leader. Kasi kung sa barko pa or sa eroplano, kung yun na yung napili na piloto, kahit hindi mo yun kandidato, as a passenger, you have to wish that person well. Otherwise, when the plane goes down, we all go down with him. So it's really counterproductive if tayo as a people, tapos na yung election, nagbabangayan pa rin and you try to bring down a leader.
I was just gonna ask because she will be going up against former Ormoc City Mayor Edward Ondo Codilla. And I wanted to just ask Lucy, what can you say about your opponent? Dalawa lang ba kayong maglalaban, Kong?
Dalawa lang ba kami? May mga ano kasi, may mga pinatakbo rin sila ng mga nuisance candidates na ka-apelido ko.
Ang pagulo,
May mga ganon.
The usual. And in terms of what I can say about my opponent, I really don't want to do any negative campaigning. I think ang hirap rin naman kasi magbuhat ka ng sarili mong bangko, di ba? So ako, I always say that I have 12 years of, I have my own body of work. He had his own body of work as a one-term na mayor, and the people see that. The people know that. They can check. Because the facts are always there. The facts naman will never lie, di ba? And then they cast their vote. And that's it.
Well, partner, nadinig mo naman may i-quote ko na lang, may kalaban ba kami? parang wala akong nakikita. Ma'am Lucy, we'll just pause for a short break. When we return, more of Lucy Torres-Gomez. You're still watching All Politics is Local. We'll be right back.
This year, NBA All-Star 2022 is happening in Cleveland, Ohio. The best players come to play, and the brightest stars take the spotlight. Witness the iconic moments and highlights that are about to unfold. On Saturday, we have the Rising Stars, to be followed by All-Star Saturday night. And to top it all off, we have the 71st NBA All-Star Game on Monday. For all things NBA All-Star, we're always a fan. Catch the action on NBA TV Philippines, TV5, and One Sports.
Simulan na ang ultimate binge watch ng taon dahil ang Cignal Entertainment Series mapapanood mo na sa Cignal Play. high-quality, original shows and content na siguradong perfect sa stay-at-home marathon mo.
Alam mo ikaw, huwag kang engot. Niloko ka lang, binigyan mo naman ng pera.
Tumutulong lang naman ako.
Ikaw nang salpak banal.
I'm sorry, but your father didn't make it.
Goodbye, Kaloy. Hello, love.
Nakausap kita ng maayos, ha? Mamanang-mana ka talaga sa nanay. Ang kulit!
They are all dispensable.
Hindi ako matatahimik.
Sit back, relax, and stream now on Cignal Play.
Will the Clippers dominate again?
Creeping back into it, George from the line to the main. 42. Clippers out in front. Off to Snoop.
Or is it payback time for the Lakers?
31 points from Patty Mills. James lofts it up. Big finish!
It's another battle of LA. This Friday at 11 a.m. on One Sports. We're always a fan of LA teams.
Welcome back. You're still watching All Politics is Local with us. Leyte 4th District Representative and Ormoc City Mayoral Aspirant Lucy Torres-Gomez. Kong, okay, 3 terms ka na as a congresswoman. Ngayon bababa ka bilang mayor. So magkaiba yung trabaho.
Yes.
Although ang advantage, si Mayor Richard ang iyong kabiyak. So more or less, alam mo, no? Alam mo kung paano. Pero paano mo pinaghahandaan ang posisyong ito?
Well, the past 2 years kasi, Jay, I've been locked down here in Ormoc. So, wala naman kaming office sa Manila. So, yung parang exposure ko has been very local. And whether it's national naman or local, I always go back to family experience in my youth, and that has shaped a lot of my core values. I grew up in a family that took care of many other families, and that has really deepened my appreciation for the fact that it's very connected, no, yung individual family and the work community, and that if you take care of the family in terms of developmental projects, the schools, the healthcare, education, job opportunities, it will have a ripple effect dun sa community. And when the family is healthy, strong, and prosperous, then the community becomes that way, and then the district, and then the nation as a whole. So talagang ang investment mo is welfare of the family, and I think that's a very local concern, and that would be my parang North Star more than the big things. It's really strengthening family as a unit.
Lucy, pag-usapan natin ang pandemic response. Napapanood ko yung mga live ni Mayor Goma. Minsan mababa ang kaso, dumaan pa yata kayo sa wala pang COVID-19 cases, ano? Pero unti-unting tumaas at nag-react naman si Mayor Goma. Doon sa pag-manage ng pandemic, no? Yung pandemic response ninyo, gaano ito kahirap pagdating sa, for example, sa Ormoc, gaano kahirap i-manage? At kamusta ang COVID-19 situation dyan?
Well, first, how it was managed, no? We're actually very lucky, Jay and Yan, because ang naging course of action ni Mayor ni Richard at that time was more preventive, because we knew that we did not have the healthcare system or the healthcare facilities that the bigger cities like Manila have. So hindi talaga pwedeng magkaroon ng outbreak. So maaga pa lang hindi pa nag-lockdown yung national government, lockdown na yung borders ng Ormoc. Of course, maraming nagreklamo. Maraming nagsabi masyadong stricto. Pero anong naging epekto ng pagiging stricto? We did not get our first COVID case until December of 2020.
Wow.
Nangyari yung outbreak sa Manila, nagdamihan yung mga kasuan sa ibang mga probinsya. We did not get our first case until about December 2020. And even when that happened, there was already an isolation facility kasi hindi talaga inallow dito yung home quarantine. Nagre-relax kasi lalo na pag nag-test positive pero asymptomatic.
Yes.
Pag-alagala pa rin, di ba? Kasi hindi naman masama yung pakiramdam. But here, it was strictly prohibited. And there was an NHA facility that had yet to be turned over. It could accommodate about 400 individuals. So that became the isolation facility. Everybody who tested positive would have to be quarantined and isolated there until they got well. No? So that really bought us time. And then in terms then of vaccinations, the city did not rely on what the government would eventually give. Bumili na agad yung syudad ng vaccines for everybody in So parang as a citizen, hindi ka na nangangamba na hindi ka na makikipag-unahan because alam mo bumili ng enough for everyone. Ang hindi na lang mababakunahan ay yung ayaw talaga magpabakuna. By the time na hindi pa dumating yung mga bakuna, nagbigay naman yung mga iba't ibang companies, yung government, nagbigay din ng free na bakuna. So by the time na dumating yung binili ng city, yun naman ang nagamit ng mga booster. Parang it just all fell into place. And then there were several ordinances also that the mayor issued para yung the regular, yung mag-mask, limited yung activities, and talagang ini-enforce ng police. Ini-enforce ng police. Disiplina talaga ng ang in-inculcate ni Mayor dito was really disiplina ng citizens because even as leaders, if you decide on a matter, if the community does not follow, wala rin mangyayari.
At kamusta yung vaccination program? Mataas pa rin ba or mababa ang vaccine hesitancy sa inyong lugar?
May vaccine hesitancy pero ang ginagawa ng team dito nila Mayor Richard and his council, he called kasi for a task force talaga just for COVID response. And part of the initiative, part of the plan there, kasi na-anticipate na yung vaccine hesitancy. So there would be mga seminars talaga sa barangays, and then groups and communities would be called, practicing social distancing pa rin at a time, no? Every time they are called. But nakakatuwa because pagpasok pa lang, they are given a questionnaire of whether or not magpapabakuna pa sila. Mataas doon yung ayaw. But after the parang education, yung sinasabi sa kanila kung ano yung effect ng vaccines, ng booster, ano yung effect ng wearing a mask and social distancing and really being strict about by the time mag-exit from that seminar or from that gathering, tumataas by more than 50% yung and then nakita rin naman dito yun na konti na lang yung mga ayaw pa bakuna. Yes, but dito we've even opened the vaccination to other municipalities. They can just come and get vaccinated kahit hindi sila taga Ormoc.
Ang problema talaga halimbawa dyan sa lugar ninyo yung livelihood, problema yung livelihood and poverty rin. Mataas din ang poverty rate dyan sa region ninyo. But of course, ang backdrop nito, may COVID po tayo, no? At daanan pa kayo ng bagyo.
Yes.
And yung disaster resiliency po ng Leyte or ng Ormoc City, for example, kamusta po ang disaster response, resiliency, and itong recent na bagyo, itong Odette, kamusta po ang naging tama sa inyong lugar?
Well, for first, yung question about yung poverty, I always say without trying to downplay the poverty issue, but yung tinatawag nila na poor in the urban areas as compared to the poor dito sa probinsya, mas kawawa talaga yung nasa mga cities. Kasi dito sa probinsya, you have the gift of land. At kung magtiyaga ka lang, you plant, may maaani ka. Oo, hindi ka magugutom. Unlike doon yung talagang natutulog sa tulay na wala talaga. Pag walang pagkain, wala talaga. So isa sa mga naging magandang effect ng pandemic is people did a lot of backyard gardening. So we were giving away a lot of seeds, and those who could not grow their own seeds, they were buying from neighbors. The local economy was very stimulated because all of a sudden naging yung home kitchens, home cooking. No, parang really going back to slow living and going back to the basics. Kami dito sa Leyte, especially geographically, we're very vulnerable to disasters. So lalo na pag nadaanan mo yung Yolanda, you will never under-prepare for any storm. Every storm is a threat. Kahit sabihin nilang signal number 1 lang yan or signal number 2, walang ganyan sa amin pag nakaranas ka ng Yolanda. So yung nangyari dito sa Odette is sila Mayor Richard naman, they really over-prepared. Such that when Odette came, the day after, everything was back to normal. Kasi they cleared the areas kung saan possible na matatamaan yung power lines. Nag-evacuate na, I think there were about almost 60,000 people evacuated preventively. Basta ang bottom line is nag-over-prepare such that by the time na natapos yung bagyo, pinagtawanan kami ng iba because daw parang sobra yung pag-prepare na hindi na namin na-feel yung tama talaga. But okay na yun. Okay na yung mag-over-prepare kesa na nalugpak ka sa
magkagulatan.
despair.
So doon sa 9 na taon na pagiging mayor ni Mayor Richard, ay sabi mo nga isa doon ay yung paglaban sa droga na isa sa malaking problema. At ito, yung pagiging resilient pa ng Ormoc sa mga bagyo at kung paano magprepara sa pagdating ng bagyo. Kung ikaw ay papalarin na susunod na maging mayor ng Ormoc, anong mga bagong programa din maliban sa ipagpapatuloy mo marahil yung mga nasimulan na ni Mayor Richard, pero ano pa yung mga gusto mo sanang gawin para sa Ormoc City bilang mayor?
Well, I would like to build up on the programs. So like you said, I would like to build up on the programs that are working. Kasi marami talaga yung programs dito na magaganda. Like our sports program is very good. And for people siguro who are not really into sports, they say, ano ba yung value ng sports? Hindi naman nakakain yan. Pero Richard said that as an athlete, kaya daw kahit laganap yung drugs, when he was growing up in the streets in his youth and in showbiz, being very permissive at times, he was never excited to even try it because ang natural high niya is from sports. And if you are an athlete, built-in na yung discipline. Kasi alam mong pag pangit yung katawan mo, you will not be able to perform. You cannot be a top athlete.
Correct.
So, yeah, to really strengthen the youth in that department para hindi sila yung parang nasa keyboard lang palagi. And then, to continue the peace and order program dito sa Ormoc, the police have a very positive image. Palaging sinasabi ni Richard na when he goes to the schools, when he talks to children and goes to the community, he always tells them, gusto ko, pag nakikita niyo yung police, ang tingin niyo sa police, kaibigan. Hindi yung kaawayan, kriminal yan. Ano yan, parang wolf in sheep's clothing. So, yeah, the police here, they're very empowered kasi hindi sila sumasabak sa giyera na walang tamang bala. Tama yung training nila, tama yung benefits, and then
programa sa mga kababaihan.
Yes.
Mayroon ka bang gustong simulan?
Yes, I really want to focus also on healthcare, especially the health of the youth. Kasi one of our counselors, he was a doctor. He has since passed, but he said that in his life as a doctor, when he would visit now the mountain barangays before, the healthiest people were there. Yung mga lola would live up to be 90 plus, and then in the recent years daw, parang nag-deteriorate yung health, and they did some studies and it was because of all the mga bagyo. And then nasanay na yung tao sa relief goods at kinakain palagi cup noodles. Alam niyo sa gutom din yung isang pack daw ng cup noodles, dadamihan lang yung asin, dadamihan yung
tubig.
Yeah, and then it really mga bata nagkakaroon na ng kidney problems. Parang health talaga is very important. So I'd really like to have programs that will help them go back to basics. Yung healthy eating, planting, honoring the fruit of the land, no? Marami kasi dito sa probinsya yung mentality is it's always better in Manila. The grass is greener there, the opportunities are better. But the life during the pandemic has taught us that life in the province is gentler and more kind. And palagi ko nga sinasabi yan, MJ, no, totoo, probinsya lang kami. Siguro, in the scheme of things, isa lang kaming maliit na tuldok, but who is to say that we cannot be a beautiful district or a beautiful city? We do not have to have the polish of the big cities. We do not have to be the greatest or the best. But we can be the best that we can possibly be as a city in the province of Leyte.
Isa sa naituro sa atin ng pandemya, Kong at partner Cheryl, ano yung kahalagahan na paminsan-minsan lalabas sa city, no? Ma-appreciate mo yung nature at magtatanim-tanim ka, no? Naituro ng pandemya sa atin yan. Isa yan sa mga positibo na effect ng pandemyang ito. But we have to pause for a short break. When we return, we find out where our candidates stand on certain issues. You're still watching All Politics is Local. We'll be right back.
It's showtime at the 2022 NBA All-Star Saturday Night. Don't miss the sharp passing and smooth dribbling.
Sabonis crossing half court. Come on, catch him! Catch him, Junior!
Get amazed by the shooting streaks.
Now we're ready. Come on, team. And now here's his Boston Celtic teammate, G.
The money ball.
Will this be the champ? Curry hits it at the buzzer!
High flyers.
12 feet. Go get that. He's 6'3".
And the perfect 50 dunks.
I don't want 49. Don't want 48. Give me 50.
For all things All-Star, we're always a fan. Watch the All-Star Saturday night on NBA TV Philippines, TV5, and One Sports.
Hi guys, it's Sydney Crespo, former FU courtside reporter for seasons 80 and 81, and I know that it's been years since I first became a courtside reporter, but it's still one of the best memories that I've had in my career, and it has helped me in all of my endeavors even after the UAAP. So if you are into storytelling or you just love sports, you love basketball, volleyball, then you should try and audition to become the next UAAP courtside reporter. So if you are 18 to 23 years old who is currently enrolled in any UAAP schools, all you have to do is just submit your CV and a 90-second video introducing yourself and why you want to become a courtside reporter. Send that to uaap@signaltv.com.ph, and the deadline is at February 6, 2022.
Welcome back. You're still watching All Politics is Local. Still with us is Leyte 4th District Representative and Ormoc City Mayoral Aspirant, Miss Lucy Torres-Gomez. Ma'am, lightning round na po tayo. Sasabihin niyo lang sa amin kung pro or anti at magbibigay kami ni partner Cheryl ng mga issues. At yun, sasagutin niyo lang kung pro or anti po kayo. Okay, unahin na. Partner, unahin mo na.
Sige. Pro or anti at bakit? Unang issue natin, showbiz personality running for government post.
You should see them as human beings, not as showbiz personality or not. Kasi in the end naman, it's what they have to offer. And in the past, we've seen, yes, there were maybe personalities who did not perform so well, but there were also those who have done a good job. So let's not discriminate.
Okay, political dynasty. Are you pro or anti?
Same. It should be fact-based, performance-based. Has nothing to do with succession. Kasi in the end, it's an electoral process and the people get to choose.
Anti-terror bill.
Pro. I believe in the anti-terror bill. I think we have to be proactive in terms of protecting our nation, especially if we see that there are already danger signs.
All right. NTC distribution of ABS-CBN frequency to Villar, Link Media Company, et al. Kayo ho ba pro or anti doon?
For me, it's just a, see the president of ABS said it very well. It's just a frequency. At the core of it all, it's still programs. So wherever you put ABS-CBN as a channel or any other channel for that matter, it will be the content that will matter. The people running it is always the soul behind every enterprise.
Pro or anti SALN making it public for political purpose?
Show the SALN. It should, the people deserve to know. Transparency. With a high position also comes transparency and accountability.
Are you pro or anti dun sa mga politiko o political candidates na hindi nag-grant ng mga interviews o hindi nag-appear sa mga debates? Anong sentiment?
Well, to each his own. No? It depends if it is selective or if talagang lahat hinihindian. As a voter, I would really prefer that I hear the candidate, because how can you choose without hearing what his or her platform or plans are, especially for a position as important as the presidency. Kaya nga tayo may kampanya and kaya nga tayo na I would think that an interview is every candidate's chance to share with the people his vision, his platform.
At since nandito na tayo sa mga kandidato, presidential candidates, you go around. At sabi mo nga kanina, Kong, ay ang sa ground, dun base sa naririnig mo, ang malakas dyan sa inyong lugar ay si BBM. Pero do you get asked by your constituents na, Kong, kanino ba tayo? Or Kong, sino bang gusto nating suportahan?
It is a fact that leaders will always ask you that. Diba? Parang yung mga leaders on the ground, yung mga barangay captain, kanino ba?
Yes.
Ano ba yung pinili ng partido? Pero over the years, kasi people have a very varied approach to that. Hindi naman yung follow the leader lang. Like on the ground, in the past few days, ever since the interviews of si Tito Boy Abunda came out, you would see different reactions. Like people find Lacson really brilliant. They really like his interview. Isko, they find very relatable and likable. Si BBM, they like also for his plans. Kasi nga daw, ang palagi nila sinasabi is hindi ng parang he just focuses on positive campaigning, and yun, iba-iba yung varied yung reactions on the ground. On the local level, I would say that the choice of a on a local election the choice of a leader has a very may weight talaga. But when it comes to the presidency, it's really an act of destiny talaga yan. Kasi naalala ko dati nung panahon ni PRRD, on the ground, the stronger parties were perceived as the Liberal Party, Pero when you go to the ground, kahit hindi pa umiikot si PRRD noon, pag tinanong mo yung tao, sige, taas kamay kung sino yung presidential bet nyo. So may mga tataas kamay. Pag sinabi mo PRRD before, pati paa, tinataas nila. At hindi pa siya hindi pa siya umiikot noon. So I really feel na when it comes to the presidency especially, it's a very organic thing. Kaya nga for me useless yung nag-away,
mga partido,
nag-iinsultuhan. Okay lang partido, pero yung parang you try to tear each other down, or you try to judge you try to judge another human being based on the choice he or she makes, kung sino yung presidente niya, it's counterproductive because in the end, you're just one vote, one voice.
Marami nagsasabi na very crucial itong 2022 presidential elections. And we will need a specific leader na kakaharapin. Like for example, pandemya and so forth and so forth. Kayo po, ano po sa tingin ninyo ang quality ng isang presidente na kinakailangan natin na manalo this 2022 elections?
Well, I'd like to have number one, I'd like to have a president who really has a non-negotiable stand also when it comes to drugs. Because like I said, we can talk of development and discuss it extensively. Pero if yung peace and order situation is bad, peace and order will just be a dream. I'd want a president with political will, with a vision, and I'd want a president who will not think na siya lang yung magaling. Kasi the presidency is a very tough job, and sabi nga sa Biblia, di ba, in an abundance of counselors there is victory and safety. You cannot have a monopoly on what is best for the country. You have to bring in the best minds. So I would like to have a president who would be able to assemble all the best minds and to really be able to diagnose where our country is at this point in our history, and to provide solutions instead of dwelling in mga kasalanan kasi ito ni ganito kasalanan ito ganun. Parang as a nation, the only way we can really move forward is if we move forward together. Which brings me back to what I said kanina, na once talaga ma-decide nating presidency, whoever wins, let's just say tayong tatlo dito magkaiba yung presidential choices natin, when a person has already been voted and he has already been proclaimed as the president of the country, it is our duty as Filipinos to really respect the voice of the people and rally behind the person and wish it well.
Oo. Sabi mo nga, interesting yung mga presidential interviews, have you made up your mind? I mean, you don't have to tell us kung sino.
Yes.
Pero nandun din yung challenge talaga na parang habang nanonood ka, kasi ako rin, I make sure that I get to watch at talagang kilalanin. At bawat Pilipino, I think, ay dapat ganoon tayo. Talagang we make an effort na talagang pakinggan at panoorin itong mga interviews sa mga presidential candidates para mas makapag-desisyon ng mas mabuti. So ako unang-una pa lang, partner, meron akong desisyon. Pero nung dumami na at narinig ko na, nag-iiba. Mas parang, teka, binabalansi ko. May pinagpipilian ako ngayon. So, ganun ba? Which only, I think in a way, it's good na nahihirapan tayo dahil ibig sabihin na hindi lang isa yung pinaka talagang nararapat. Pero nakikita natin na marami tayong mga good leaders na maaaring maging Pangulo ng bansa, but sino lang yung pinaka-best sa kanila?
Kasi the best naman is it's always relative, di ba? We come together coming from different backgrounds. We all have our personal stories. So, pag sinasabi ko nyari ng isang kaibigan na, bakit yan yung presidente mo? Ganito siya. But in my experience, what if hindi yun yung nakikita ko sa kanya? Iba yung pagkakilala ko. So why will I change my narrative just to make it fit yours, diba? So, especially yun na natutunan ko rin sa politics, na so much of it is perception. Before you actually get to work with certain people, you have an image of them. Because ito yung sinasabi, ito yung kwento about that person. And then you meet that person, nakikita mo, hindi naman pala. Matino naman pala na tao. So I'm just happy that there are so many platforms now na kahit hindi nakakakampanya, kasi mas gusto ko pa nga ito ngayon na they really get to talk about their plans and programs. Kasi dati puro lang motorcade, paramihan lang ng tao. At least dito makikita mo talaga, at sa dami-dami ng mga interviews na nasasalang sila, at sa dami ng mga tinatanong sa kanila, lumalabas talaga yung personality at yung somehow yung ugali, nakikita mo rin, di ba? So, and then we decide based on that individually, and then kung sino yung pinakamas maraming boto, yun ang ganun lang talaga yung ganun lang talaga yung pananaw ko nun. We each have our own choice. Sana we reach that level of political maturity that we are able to discuss differences without tearing each other down. And then once a leader has been chosen, like I said, it is our duty as Filipinos to rally behind the leader.
All right, we'll just pause for a short break. Stay tuned for our challenge. You're watching All Politics is Local.
Two all-star squads compete. As they play for pride. For the MVP. MVP award tonight goes to. And for the win. For the game we've always loved, we're always a fan. Watch the 71st NBA All-Star Game on NBA TV Philippines, TV5, and One Sports.
Welcome back. You're still watching All Politics is Local. With us, Leyte 4th District Representative and Ormoc City Mayoral Aspirant Lucy Torres-Gomez. At kung medyo pinawisan o naka-warm up ka na, Kong Lucy, sa ating nakaraang round, ito, patikim pa lamang yon. Ito na, yung ultimate challenge natin. Dubbed as the Asia's Dance Goddess. At
ang tagal ko ng tagal ko na since my last dance lesson. So, let's see. Baka may may taya, may tarnish na.
Meron pa yan. Kayang-kaya. At main host nung inaabangan natin lagi, di ba, yung Shall We Dance and Celebrity Dance Battle noon ng TV5. Anong sayaw, ito Kong, ang sa tingin mo na babagay ilarawan yung mga sumusunod na personalidad at bakit?
Oh gosh.
Klase ng sayaw.
You're going to get me into trouble for this.
Alright, unang personalidad natin, President Rodrigo Duterte. Anong klaseng sayaw siya?
Si President Duterte is very I like how firm he is. Tango.
Ayan, tango.
Yeah. Tango, because sa tango you really the woman just really follows. He's a leader.
Okay. Eto, Kong Lucy, former city mayor Edward Codilla, yung makakalaban niyo po, anong klaseng sayaw kaya ang nababagay sa kanya?
Budot siguro.
Budot.
Hindi ko alam bakit yun ang naisip ko.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Presidential aspirant Panfilo Lacson.
Oh, Senator Ping is a classic. So it's probably a waltz.
Okay, very grand din yun, ha? Okay, presidential aspirant Bongbong Marcos. Anong sayaw kaya?
Sayaw rin na luma. But not a waltz. Not a cha-cha.
Swing.
Swing, pwede siguro.
Okay.
Vice President or Vice Presidential aspirant Sara Duterte.
Oh, she's very also
Para bang
Very
kay President
sturdy.
Rodrigo Duterte. Tama,
Yeah.
tango rin ba siya?
Oo. Mm-mm.
Parang
Hindi contemporary, yung hindi siya hip hop, very steady also.
Okay.
Ay, eto.
Which I admire in a leader. Kasi leadership is a very tough job. If you aim to please, you fail. Lalo na when you make the tough decisions, you will suffer criticism. Like si Richard, when he closed down the borders, ang daming reklamo. Pero like I said, ang ultimate na sukatan is output, performance. What has that kind of stance? What has that kind of decision led to?
Political will talaga, ano? Okay.
Political will. It's the toughest part of being a leader.
Excited na ako malaman kung anong klaseng sayaw si Mayor Richard Gomez.
Sweet, very sweet. Dalawa na lang sayaw na. Sweet and very sweet.
Ba talaga yan?
Dahil yun literal ang kaya niyang sayawin.
Madali lang.
Dalawa lang kinakatakutan nito, Yang. Jay.
Kayong dalawang mag-ina.
Hindi.
Ganun ba yun?
Ipis lang at sayaw.
Ipis at sayaw. Ayaw talaga ng sayaw. Since na kay Mayor
sayaw, sweet lang at very sweet.
Yun talagang ganun lang yung step, no? Talagang ganun lang. Nagsisway lang.
As in just hold the subject close and sway with the music.
Yes. Since nandito na tayo kay Mayor Richard, isingit ko lamang partner Jay, no? May pressure ba sa'yo kung sakaling ikaw nga ay palarin na maging susunod na mayor ng Ormoc dahil doon sa nagawa ni Mayor Richard sa nakalipas na 9 na taon?
Yes, I have very big shoes to fill and yung leadership styles din namin very different. Siya kasi he can hold multiple meetings at a time. And then he's a very outgoing person. Me, I'm admittedly more reclusive. I don't like big gatherings so much. I like talaga, like when I deal with people, like even with my staff in Congress, it's never in big meetings and then it's always compartmentalized. Magkaiba kami ng leadership style. And then siya rin, mas galato kaya sa akin eh. Mas gala.
Mas gala.
Gala siya talaga. Yung
paikot-ikot, ha?
Yung he really goes out, bumababa yan sa barangays. Ako rin, I've been thinking, sabi ko, bakit ba ako hindi ako ganun ka for me, for as long as the job is done, I don't have to be physically there as long as it's done. And then na-trace ba ko, niintindihan ko lang yung question na yan nung pandemic because growing up, my dad was very strict kasi nga we were always under the threat of NPAs eh. So bihira kami payagang lumabas. Palaging everything had to be done from home. So yung buhay ko pala noon before, lockdown na yun. Hindi lang tinawag ni daddy na lockdown. Pero everything had to be accomplished
restricted pala.
From a distance, yes. But you can perform but from a distance. And I think that has impacted my leadership. I'm basically shy kasi as a person. Si Richard is more outgoing.
Alam mo si Jay, si Kong, I've known Lucy for a long time, no? Pero mahiyain siya. Pero pag naka-warm up na yan, madaldal na yan. Makwento na, masarap na yung kwentuhan.
Parang diesel, kailangan i-warm up muna.
Yes, when I'm comfortable with a person, then I talk. And then Richard always says na ako lang daw yung kilala niya na kahit tulog siya, kinakausap siya. Weird kasi considering that he is the most outgoing person in our little family of 3, siya naman yung pinakatahimik. Mas madaldal kami ni Juliana. Siguro naubos
So
na
ngayon
yung
ba,
energy sa buong araw.
sa kalabas. Pero base sa nakita mo kung paano niya pinatakbo ang Ormoc sa nakalipas na 9 years, sabi mo nga, mahalaga nandun yung kahalagahan na you really go to the barangays. Ito ba ay something that you would consider na medyo gayahin yung ganitong klase ng style? Not
Dapat talaga.
style niya, pero talagang mag-a-adjust ka at nakita mo yan na mahalaga ito pag mayor na posisyon ang hahawakan.
Even kasi ngayon pa lang na Congress, kilala ko na talaga yung sa mga barangays kasi yun ang nakakahalubilo namin dito on a daily basis. Si Richard kasi yung leadership style din niya is walang appointment. Basta nandito siya sa City Hall, kung sino yung unang darating, yun ang i-accommodate. Walang magse-set pa ng appointment. So that kind of he's that way also with friends. Alam mo naman siya, di ba yung buhay rin niya was our home has always been open to all his friends, and ganun din dito. So culturally hindi na shock kasi yun na talaga yung nakasanayan rin dito na talagang bumababa sa barangays, and the only way that's why nga you honor the chance to also serve in a local position, because in a national position puro ka lang puro lang macro, you don't really as mayor nakita ko sa kanya na lahat ng problema ng barangay umaabot dito. Kahit na domestic problem, di ba? That's why you have to strengthen every department, because kung aangkinin mo lahat kung feeling mo ikaw lang makakasolve ng lahat, mauubos ka na. That's why you have to devolve the work and make sure that the people working with you are also very efficient people para tumatakbo ng maayos the whole system.
Partner Jay, siguro yung huling klase ng sayaw.
Yung people of Ormoc City, anong klaseng sayaw mo sila maiahambing?
The people of Ormoc, siguro Zumba. Zumba or
Para
Mambo.
community, lahat kasali.
Yes, it's here kasi in the provinces, siguro in Manila hindi napapansin yun na yung mga fiesta, but here people are really into fiestas and coming together as a people and as a community, and when they come together, it's always masaya. In the past 2 years, we have been deprived of that lang because of the pandemic, no? Pero it's a very that's part of the rawness of people from the province, yung basta magkasama lang kayo masaya. Kaya nga importante in every barangay meron silang covered court. Hindi naman ata iyan importante masyado sa mga tao in the bigger cities, but in the provinces importante talaga nila a place where they can converge, where they can come together, whether it's in church or in a court like that. So yun, yung sayaw nila would be a happy dance. It would be a salsa, a mambo, or a Zumba.
High energy Zumba, partner, ha? Makasali kami ni Cheryl dyan. One of these.
Mababait yung mga tao dito sa Ormoc.
Ormoc.
Well, thank you for joining us on this episode.
Thank you.
District Representative and Ormoc City Mayoral Aspirant, Miss Lucy Torres-Gomez.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Yan. That was that was nice.
Thank you.
Pinawisan na ako sa mga sayaw ng mga presidents.
Okay, next time naman, baka naman si
Richard
naman ang aming ma-interview dito.
Yes. Just say when.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
We've asked the questions and gotten to know your candidates a little bit better. Ormoc City, you decide. I'm Jay Taruc.
And I'm Cheryl Cosim. Join us tomorrow for another episode of All Politics is Local.
It's showtime at the 2022 NBA All-Star Saturday Night. Don't miss the sharp passing and smooth dribbling.
Sabonis crossing half court. Come on, catch him! Catch him, Junior!
Get a